pickup he has now.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn the page and talk about the forecast here. We've had some warmer days, Brad, so when is the other shoe going to drop?
You know, later this week, but we've got a big front between now and then, so we're going to see some warm weather, but it all comes to an end with that strong cold front on Wednesday. Tomorrow, sunny, dry, mild. We'll see showers and, yes, thunderstorms early Wednesday, and then that late week cool down back to reality, back to some below average temperatures maybe for the first time. Tonight, the clear skies are with us, but out west, I know it doesn't look like much. You see all the snow. That's kind of an indication, but we can look at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. That's that piece of energy, that area of red, that's rotating down. As it moves down here, you'll notice these lines spreading out like that. That's going to lift the air as it passes to the north. Now, the reason we're not going to see a ton of severe weather, that stays to the north. Even though it dives down here, it kind of takes a churn and moves up into the northeast, so we don't see a direct impact from the severe weather. This is where the worst of it will be, across the lower and middle Mississippi River valleys. But as that energy lifts northeast, it will drag a cold front through the Carolinas. So still a low risk, but the good news for us, the parameters just aren't all coming together for severe weather, which keeps it away from us. And part of the reason that's going to happen, high pressure here supplies cool, dry air at the surface. So we don't get the warm, humid air, which is along and south of this boundary. So here tomorrow is the area where we'll see the big storms. Now this front, this is the one monkey wrench that could happen. If this front would just surge up to the north and get us into that warm, humid air, then we might have more of a risk. But because we're on the cool side of this front and we see rain initially, that could help stabilize things, keeping the thunderstorm fuel at bay and not allowing for organized severe weather to develop. Now the tornado parameter, these are the ingredients we look at for tornadoes. You can see some of these numbers. We're getting up in the 3-4 range. That's pretty significant. In parts of Mississippi tomorrow, there's going to be some strong tornadoes, maybe 1 or 2 long track tornadoes, EF2 or higher, 10% probability of that. But look how the energy just kind of dissipates towards Wednesday morning as the system pushes east. So this is what it'll look like on radar, at least one indication. You see these clusters of storm supercells, and I really think these down near Jackson are the ones to watch, and then again in southern Alabama. But as this pushes east, it becomes more of a big blob of rain. Yeah, that's a meteorological term. It's just a big shield of rain, but it's not severe. That's going to stabilize the atmosphere. If we see a strong storm, it's going to be from the state line south, where there's a little bit more heat and humidity Wednesday morning, but that timing works in our favor because that's the coolest part of the day, and that means we won't have the energy necessary for severe storms. Speaking of that energy, look at the big influx of moisture. So this is showing the dew points, where the mugginess is. Dew points in the 70s, that's the cold front. That's just bone dry air. It's like a giant dry line moving across the country. Moves into the Carolinas Wednesday. Our dew points never get much above the mid and upper 50s, which really helps us out quite dramatically going into Wednesday. So we're going to see that rainfall. It's just going to be in and out of here fairly quickly on Wednesday. We dry out and cool off for later this week. So Wednesday's the day, mainly in the morning. Kind of looks like Sunday's weather, actually, that we just had. 60s tomorrow in many locations with sunshine. 7-day forecast first. Shows the weekend cool down, really the end of the week cool down, I should say. Thursday, Friday with temperatures in the 50s, morning lows in the 20s. But we're right back in the 60s next week, as it looks like December is going to start on a very mild note as we start the month.
Man, okay, thank you, Brad.